How's it going, everybody? Cookie here. If you don't know who I am, I also work on this channel as an editor and also do speak on here from time to time. Swanee's currently busy cooking up some new videos for Helldivers 2, which hopefully will come out in the next few days. There has been a rough patch because you can't get into the game because of server issues lately, but still expect new videos here soon. However, there is a new update that has just dropped from Arrowhead for Helldivers 2, and with it comes new patch notes. So I'm here to go through that with you and let you know exactly what fixes we're getting, as well as what fixes are not yet resolved but should be on the way shortly. Okay, so this patch is labeled 1.000.10 and is relatively small as far as size is concerned, coming in at about 28 megabytes. So the first few fixes have to do with crashes, but more specifically the animations that have caused the crashing. It lists the replication of ragdoll momentum and the replicating of destruction, which both have caused problems, so that should be fixed. They also fixed the crash involving the displaying of mission rewards at the end of a match, which I have experienced myself, which I guess is better than crashing mid-game, but obviously less crashes, the better. The next fix is a big one for server problems. The patch resolves the 100% block issue for quick play matchmaking on PC. I'm sure if you've played recently on Helldivers 2 that you haven't been able to start up quick play as it was effectively shut down for a while. So anyone trying to get into playing as quick as possible could not at all. So that shouldn't happen anymore. So this has been a talking point on Reddit and other social media. They have tuned the extract civilian mission difficulty. If you don't know what this means, the extract civilian mission is a robot mission where you push buttons to release civilians that you're supposed to protect. Although that's basically impossible because you can't even remotely protect yourself. There are avalanches of enemies and the people just get lost somewhere as the robots won't die and basically insta-kill everything. It's just a nightmare, and if you thought maybe you were just bad at the game, this might be a relief to realize it wasn't your fault, but either way, this definitely needed a change and this should make life easier for that mission at least. Next, they say that they improved the way that they handle platform authentication to avoid things like black screen issue at startup. All last night when players were trying to get into the game, a lot of them were running into a black screen issue before they would get to the screen that says servers are full. So yeah, that wasn't supposed to happen. Nothing quite like surviving the black screen just to go to a slightly better screen that just tells you the servers are full, but that's been the experience the last couple of days, and now we know why. Looks like it had to do with platform authentication. Either way, good to know that it's now fixed. The next fix is that they improved the client to back-end communication for better back-end performance, which should also help with crashes and frame rate drops. They implemented an automatic retry mechanism for quick play, and they added a proper login error message that wasn't going off right. So those are all the fixes currently. However, there is a whole other section of the patch notes for known issues. These are problems that were either known from other updates that are yet to be fixed but are currently being worked on, or they are new issues that have been created through the last update. The first one is the issue that many of you were probably hoping would be fixed by this patch, but not quite yet. The issue of login rate being limited when many are logging in at the same time. However, the CEO did tweet out along with these patch notes that prep for increased server load is a part of this update, which should mean that the server's issues should be resolved soon, so hold tight. Another known issue is that players can become disconnected during play, which has happened to me multiple times, so that may be another issue that could be helped by some of the server fixes. Next, it says that rewards and other progress may be delayed or not attributed, which would really suck, especially if they don't get attributed at all, although I personally have not experienced this. It says that various UI issues may appear when the game interacts with servers, so more server issues. The next one is one I've definitely experienced, where the picking up of certain objects causes you to freeze in place for an extended amount of time. I know one time I had to completely restart the game because of this glitch, so that's definitely one that needs a fix. Then it says other unknown behaviors may occur, which I guess is just a very vague known issue for a lot of things. And then they talk about the Japanese VO cutscene that is missing, and they talk about the armor values not functioning as intended because the armor you use really doesn't matter as far as light, medium, or heavy. So yeah, it's not supposed to work that way. They're all basically the same right now. So those are all the known issues that have yet to be resolved, so hopefully we can look forward to that being resolved very soon because that is in progress. One thing to point out is that they did not include the AFK issue Swanee talked about in our last video. As stated there were a whole whole lot of players that would AFK in the game to save their spot in the server, sometimes for days, and that would keep new players from being able to get in. So I am kind of surprised that that wasn't even under known issues that they are currently working on, like an AFK timer or something. It appears that all the attention is being put on the servers, which of course makes a ton of sense. Step one is to make sure people can play your game at all, which is obviously a massive problem that they look to get fixed very soon. But at least we got some matchmaking improvements and a few game-breaking bugs taken out. As we said in previous videos, this is a small video game studio with a bigger audience than they could have imagined, so I'm rooting for them to get this figured out as soon as possible. Highlighting the server issue and the studio, there was another reply from the CEO of Arrowhead that was making waves over the past day or so. He was replying to a user on Twitter who was frustrated that they couldn't afford the game and really wanted it because of how everyone has been talking the game up, and they have been. As stated in the last video, this game is absolutely exploding in players and all over social media. Anyway, the CEO's reply said, "If you have no cash, get it later. While we made a really fun game, it's worth waiting until the servers can support the capacity. I mean, as a CEO, I of course want the game to be as profitable as possible, but if you spent your last money sign and got stuck in server queues, I'd be heartbroken emoji." This could be seen a few different ways. First off, this presses the point home that Helldivers 2 is not a great game to play right now because of the weight of the servers being so long and ridiculous. Even the CEO is telling people maybe hold off from buying it, at least right now. He again also highlights that they will be fixed in the future and alludes to a much higher capacity. But my last take on it is a bit of a sentimental take, and we've talked about this in a lot of videos recently, but this is kind of what games are meant to be at their core, which is just pure fun. And the CEO saying this to a fan and essentially suggesting they not pay money right now because it's not in a fun state is actually very cool to see. I could be facetious and think that this is just good PR for himself and the game, and he doesn't mean it, but from everything I've seen from this game and Arrowhead overall, they seem very real and like they really have a passion for this game and gaming overall. The gaming industry has been pretty awful as of late with the big studios, so seeing smaller, more independent studios like Arrowhead with this game, or Pocket Pair with Palworld, or even Larian Studios winning Game of the Year with Baldur's Gate 3 last year, it's just really nice to see some of the passion and soul of gaming seemingly returning. It makes this game easy to root for and makes it seem like there's more than just money at play with how this game was created and marketed, and that they actually care about their product. Hopefully the server issues won't cause them to lose a massive amount of their fan base and they can continue the success that they've had so far. Alright guys, that does it for this video. Please comment down below anything you guys wish would have been in the patch notes that you didn't see, or just share your own travails in Helldivers 2, whatever you want really. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on any Helldivers 2 updates or updates from any other game. And if you'd like to smash that like button, that certainly wouldn't hurt. We'd appreciate that as well. And we will see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.